Welcome, rookie hunters. You are cordially greeted by the skilled team of developers behind the thrilling game Haunting Legacy. We want to provide information about our project, but time is the primary factor to consider. I'll share key points for today concisely, without distractions, to save time. First, what I would like to emphasize is that in developing this game, we want to stop thinking in templates and, in a way, destroy the established paradigm. When developers have learned to copy each other well, or create the most identical continuation, afraid to implement something unusual, unique, or even, radical. And considering that we are in the indie developer segment, we can afford to do it accurately. Especially with your help and support. Haunting Legacy, a retro gothic punk-style game, the execution will be flawlessly rendered in dark and mysterious tones, reminiscent of classic noir films. To fully immerse yourself in the desired outcome, I encourage you to unleash your imagination.
Remember the series Elder Scrolls or Fallout, with its own unique and original world.
There are many interesting places and outstanding quests, and take the tastiest things from these projects and transfer them to the setting of megacities and bars. More chamber construction of the world, where there are no restrictions, allowing you to freely navigate the city streets in any direction, not just by foot, but also by car, similar to GTA. You can enter any house, apartment, talk to any NPC without a loading screen, and all of this will be topped with clear combat mechanics, like Dishonored. That is, besides aggressive combat, you can pass this game stealthily, using stealth mechanics, or you can simply negotiate with someone and simplify the upcoming battle for yourself. Well, the game must have high repetitiveness due to random generation in some places, crafting, and of course bosses, difficult bosses, each with their own behavior pattern and charisma. The graphic style will be done in low poly arcelistic D-Pro Galaxy style. Mixing all this together, adding a pinch of unrestrainedness and a handful of experience and knowledge of the team, multiplied by clear goals, we should get a worthwhile product. I am relying on a masterpiece. Please pay attention, monsieur. It is of utmost importance. And what is the backstory of this world, you ask? Our alternative history begins long before the emergence of the first ancient civilizations on Earth, when a certain extraterrestrial race of humanoid beings tried to colonize our planet. What do we usually call such strangers? Correct, aliens. It was they who laid this historical bomb, which exploded not immediately, but only after a significant time, approximately 5,000 years before our era. Figuratively, the bomb exploded and impacted certain species that have survived on Earth for billions of years of evolution. The primary species that was targeted and came under attack is Homo sapiens, the walking man. Despite our limited knowledge about the aliens, what exactly happened to them remains a mystery. Where did they go? But they left behind a bunch of different artifacts which, throughout the time, until the moment the main game plot begins, for the most part, were found and placed in various nooks, private collections, secret treasuries, and caches of wealthy individuals, and not only. However, the main artifact, which I refer to as a historical bomb, ultimately had the most significant influence on humanity as a whole. In ancient times, an object in Africa changed genetic code quickly relative to human existence. It affected nearby tribes, subjecting them to radiation. The object was otherworldly and located beneath the Earth's crust. The process occurred in just a few hundred years and involved intense radiation from the artifact. This theory is supported by a large number of rock paintings from that area, which have remained intact until now. Recent research conducted by historians has revealed that this event took place several decades ago. New generations of children have superpowers, but also weaknesses not found in ordinary people. Some of these weaknesses are similar to metalheads, who exhibit characteristics resembling vampiric and unclean spirits. Well, basically, what can I say? After 1,000 years of evolution, we have obtained various water lilies, vampires, bloodsuckers, unclean ones, who are inclined to drink blood to restore their strength and tickle their inflated ego. The important thing is that they live much longer than regular individuals. Much longer. They found a mummified pharaoh, which they were able to revive after saturating his body with blood. But here they multiply much more difficult, because a certain blood type is required for conversion. They will not be able to reproduce sexually. According to them, vampires are unable to have children of their own. Well, there just wasn't any confirming evidence for that, just speculation in an empty place. To transform into a vampire, they need to perform a certain act, often referred to as the kiss of immortality, which involves biting the neck and injecting the vampire's special saliva into the artery, similar to a snake bite. And in a short period of time, it enters the brain along with the blood and through the vein in the back. And there they commence to form metastases, which within a few days undergo a transformation of the genetic lattice of all human cells, gradually converting it into an empire or a similar entity. And then, after a month and a half, amidst endless pain, weakness, heat, torment, and malaise, when the virus completely assimilates the body of a city dweller, the bitten one becomes a full-fledged bloodsucker, who also, endlessly throughout his life, must consume other people's blood to satisfy himself. And this becomes his sole requirement for sustenance for the entirety of his remaining lifespan. It is advisable to refrain from becoming a vampire. Allow me to disclose a few more facts that transpired shortly before the dawn of the era of cunning. Around that time, prior to the main plot unfolding, it starts to overflow. Many individuals on Earth are aware of vampires because it's difficult to hide a cat in a bag, especially one that can bite or kill you without any remorse. Therefore, all the crusades and witch hunts were carried out precisely to catch all other monsters and burn them at the stakes. History is rife with wars between humans and metahumans. One group sought to eradicate the other, leading to a decisive micro-political battle, which someone calls for independence and someone for life, was not signed by the Bloody Bill or a new constitution, the Great UEF, the United Faction of the Almighty. I'll list the amendments in the bill, and you'll understand everything on your own.
First, vampires, due to their small numbers, must live in the special reservation, fenced on the form of the rest of the world. In order to control and protect them, children are prohibited from being in this reservation. All pregnant women found it must be taken outside the reservation as a matter of urgency. Second, not one vampire has the right to drink directly blood from people, but only that blood that is transferred into a separate vessel.
3. Any person has the right to live together with vampires on their territory, serve them, or hire them for services, except for minors under the age of 16. I'll make one small remark for you to explain. In this world, the laws are slightly different, as the rules of the game have changed, so young people become adults slightly earlier. 4. Any illegal and unauthorized transformation of a boss vampire is prohibited, only under the control of the council and in special clinics. 5th, this is a complete prohibition on human sacrifice, on revenge inside and outside the reservation, as well as a ban on things like bee tools, silver weapons, and items made from these materials, a ban on garlic crops and extracts made from them, which can be added to food and medicine. 5th, all reservations are furnished with special machines that generate a protective dome of clouds and fog, which must operate continuously and without interruption, safeguarding the reservation area from direct sunlight. In addition, lamps replicating sunlight or similar light are strictly prohibited in all circumstances. 7th, all warm-blooded individuals, i.e., those who have been tried in the world outside the reservation, can be sent to vampire residential zones and donate blood monthly to halve their prison term. 8th, it is forbidden for anyone to leave and penetrate the zones of the vampire reservation, bypassing control posts and checks. 9th, in organized regions, local government can establish its own laws and rules that do not violate the provisions of the current Bill of Rights. And the 10th, the final item, for not following the rules of the Articles of the Constitution. The local Council of Elders has the right to summon holy hunters from the firstborn who possess the authority to expel or destroy individuals who refuse to comply with the supreme laws of Belia. Now, just imagine what it is like to reside in such a world and attempt to form your own conclusions. Right before the game started, in 1980, there was an incident in the courtyard. Let me tell you what happened. Almost a comprehensive alternative history of our world. The game begins in the bustling city of York. Vampires and their shadow government control 2 districts in this city, exerting their influence. For a long time, vampires tried to live by new laws, but more and more often there are calls for birth, for violence. The main factions within the city begin to feel trapped in a large prison.
From which there is only one way, and it is feet first.
Due to this, clashes begin inside the reservation, and attacks on people increase. Vampires compete for faction leadership. Daily attempts for illegal escapes over walls persist in regions. Many residents of these 2 districts want the expansion of territories and advocate slogans for the alienation of a larger territory under their rule. Where are all these constitutional violations? The first City Council of Elders introduces dozens of firstborn hunters into the city who must deal with the rioters. But they face strong resistance that they did not anticipate, and within a few months there is almost no trace left of the first batch of law enforcement defenders. Only a few battle-hardened individuals manage to survive. The council urgently begins preparing a larger number of new hunters, but their organization requires more time. They must train new recruits and gather reinforcements from other cities to strengthen their forces. And at this very moment your story begins, finding yourself right in the forefront between the hammer and the anvil. But listen, you're nobody, just a saved person with signs of the original. This gives you the opportunity to become someone special and start changing things in the direction you wish. Start from the very origins, where you receive the hunter's mark, and you will have to serve the order, carrying their cross. As mentioned, when assuming the new role of a servant, you will need to endure all the hardships that exist in this world. Take action and uphold justice against those who violate Bloody Billy, the constitution that was adopted 2 centuries ago, ensuring its integrity remains intact. And what else can I add? In Hunt in Plagueis, there will possibly be a strong roleplay and the choice of your basic story, and of course, character customization. During the game, you will meet many interesting characters who will give various side quests, completing which you can directly influence the main plot. And so-called unique selling propositions, selling project features that will definitely attract you for hundreds of hours, can be seen on our website. Believe me, there are enough of them there to make the game have its own unique atmosphere, possibly even a new word in the RPG genre. But yes, of course we understand that in many ways it's just words for now, which we must confirm every day with our hard work, because we, as a team, do not yet have our own established legendary name. In order to foster our child's development, we are reliant on your support and ongoing project funding. We want to create our game together with you, create worlds that will go down in the history of game development, and stand on the Olympus somewhere near Todd Howard, damn it. The ongoing fundraising campaign aims to reach a maximum level of 10. Reaching this level is crucial, as it will enable us to create a masterpiece that can attract millions of players worldwide, ensuring our confidence in its success. Summing up, if something caught your attention, even a little bit, or if you really liked our idea, or if you would like to suggest something of your own, then come to our social groups, which will be in the description or on the website. And also, I would very much like to ask you for the smallest thing. This is the maximum publicity of the Hunted Legacy project, so that more good people will learn about us, who are ready to support us in this difficult time. Everyone who supports will receive excellent trophies, which you can also learn about from our website. Thank you all for your attention. I hope you didn't waste your time listening until the end. As always, we extend our gratitude and admiration to our donors, patrons, bakers, and other individuals who generously support us. See you in the developers' diaries. Well, come join our groups, share your opinion. Goodbye.